Turfgrass Water Conservation Alliance was formed by several like-minded seed companies who were concerned about the environment and about the water use in turf and lawns, really to help identify the varieties and species that would be great for conserving water, and then to develop an educational program to get that message out to concerned citizens.
We got involved with Kenneth Hignite back. Both of us were breeders at the same time around 1990-91. We both started working on drought and talking about the importance of drought tolerance in cool season species, sharing some of our data back and forth, and he came up with some pretty cool protocols for looking at drought tolerance, and then he eventually shared the vision with me about getting companies together, uniting the industry to work on drought tolerance and come up with some specifications that will raise the bar for drought tolerance so that there's outside data and an outside judging, if you will, of that data to certify varieties to have higher levels of drought tolerance for the end user.
We want to provide better turf grasses, of course, and we want to show that those grasses can conserve water. But we also realize that that makes a real impact on the environment. You know, that those water savings are real, you know, that they can be quantified, and that we can see real benefits of saving that water. You know, maybe one lawn at a time, you know, it doesn't seem like such a large amount, but if we look at whole neighborhoods, you know, using those grasses and saving water, and it just gets bigger and bigger.
There are a number of water restrictions that have been imposed in the state. In Southern California, it's basically voluntary right now, so they've asked for a voluntary 20% reduction in water usage. In other parts of the state, it's more severe. I just talked to someone, a colleague of mine in Northern California. They are under a 25% mandatory reduction. So not only is it a conservation issue, but it's an economic issue as well.
You know, we've been trying to bring people back to turf for a while now. TWCA has been hugely helpful in providing us with, number one, a great product, or directing us to great products as provided by our seed companies. But beyond that, having the scientific data behind it, having the information, certainly the availability to bring sort of customers and influencers in our markets down here to see all of the research facilities and really learn about, you know, the things that you aren't presented in the day-to-day, or certainly in the media and whatnot.
There are a number of challenges with the lawn industry across the United States, not only from home lawns but also commercial lawns, and there's a strong desire to try and identify grasses or grass systems that are using less inputs. When you think about the inputs that are required to maintain a lawn, you're thinking about things like mowing, irrigation, fertilization, and possibly some sort of a pest control. One of the things that myself and my colleagues like Dr. Richardson are working very hard on is trying to identify different systems that require specifically less water. That's a grand challenge across the planet, that we are in water's in short supply, and we're trying to work very hard towards that.
Each breeder does their own drought-tolerant research first, and as you know, in breeding, it literally takes hundreds and sometimes hundreds of thousands of plants to develop a variety that has a new trait. And that goes to say in drought, it takes several years to come with something that has significant improvements.
The selection of grasses that get this level of approval or certification is going to be based strictly on scientific data. It's not going to just be because a marketer said, let's put drought tolerance on the bag. Okay, it's going to be based on the fact that data has been produced in a sound scientific manner. It's been replicated. It's been analyzed statistically in an appropriate manner to get to be able to draw good conclusions. And so once we have then looked at that data and really selected grasses that can meet this level of approval, then we have confidence that when a consumer sees the TWCA label on a bag of grass seed, they know it's fact-based. It's not just opinion-based or marketing-based information that might be on the bag.
The bottom line is, how can I save on my water? How can I use less water? How can I be more environmentally friendly? And we've got some numbers and some data and some things that can show them that they can water 50% less than what they thought they needed to. And the goal would be to eventually have TWCA certified homes and lawns and sod
the responsible use of water for whether it's for taking a shower or for irrigating a lawn, there's a way to do that responsibly. And the Turfgrass Water Conservation Alliance, that's really our concern, is how do we help people understand that message and then use their water appropriately and responsibly.
A homeowner sees turf turn brown and waters it. And so we want to say, hey, we've got some turf that will stay green longer, so you don't have to water it as often, you don't have to water it as much, and it will survive your summer. Water savings, for everyone around the world eventually.